and all the social medias, Facebook, Twitter. Hi, my name is Evelyn, and I'm coming to you with another video regarding candles. What I do is I make videos concerning all things candles. So, with that being said, I would like to share with you some of the things that you would need in order to start your candle business if you're interested in a candle business. So, with that being said, let's get started. If you see me looking over here, it's because I have quite a few items that I'm going to be displaying so that you can see exactly what you might need, what you will need to start your candle business. I started my candle business back in 2019, and then I ran off to real estate again and came back to candle making. But with that being said, let's get started. Now, you will need to start with, well, not to start with, but basically what you're going to need is let's start with the jar. You're going to need to select your jar as to, your vessel, as to, how you want your candles to look, the way you want to present them, what do you want your candles in. For example, here's one of my candles, one of my best-selling candles. This one is called Jamaican Me Crazy. And this is the vessel that I use for this particular good-smelling candle. Also, here's another vessel you can use. This is another one that I made. It's called Lavender Bliss. And yeah, so you want to choose your vessel as to, which vessel do you want to use to put your candles in. After you choose your vessel, you would need to select a wick. Now, this right here is a whole video on wick. This is a whole new video. I mean, there are so many wicks to choose from. This is just a few of the ones that I have because I was recently making some candles and I needed to choose the correct wick for my correct vessel. So, yeah, you would need to choose your correct wick. And for example, with this particular wick, okay, I used a wick called Eco 6. That's Eco 2 6. And that is based on the type of wax that you're going to get. That's another whole new video. You're going to also need, after you get your wicks, you're going to obviously need your wax. There's different types of waxes. I use soy wax, and I also use a soy blend wax. Choose your vessel. You're going to also need something called wick stickers. What you do is you peel this off. And you stick it onto the chosen wick. You can select your wick based on your candles. I get my material based on your materials. Usually places that sell the wicks usually have a wick guide. And based on your wax, the size of your jar, and the oil and everything, based on everything you're going to put in your candle, that's how you want to choose your wick. I use this particular wick was used into that particular jar. So what I do is you take your wick sticker and you put it on here on the back of your wick. I use this thing, it's like an ink pen filter thing. I got it from a pen. And what I do basically is I center it in the center like that. And I go through all my jars and I do that to get them centered before obviously making them. This is a little hint that I got from a YouTuber that makes candles. That I thought that was a brilliant idea. So yeah, this is how I center my wicks with the wick sticker on the bottom. Okay, you're going to need This is my scale. This is the scale that I use. I got this scale actually from Amazon, and it was pretty reasonably priced. But you can use any kind of scale. I have a couple scales, but this particular scale, you know, I use only for candle making. I have a food scale. I have a couple different scales. Okay, you're gonna need your fragrance oils. This particular fragrance oil is one that I really love. It's called Berry Vanilla. And again, when you are making your candles, you'll go through how much you need to measure out your candle. Generally speaking, for every 16 ounces of wax that you use, you only need 1 ounce of candle wax. And that's generally speaking, and that's also based on the load. You know, candles have a certain percentage load that you can use. Anything above that percentage that you use in your candle is only going to sweat off, waste your money, and it will cause your candle to burn incorrectly. Okay, you got your fragrance oils. You're going to need some alcohol, and I'll get back to that. You're going to need your pour pot. I have a few of these pour pots. And basically what I do is I'll take my wax and I'll take it from my, I'm going to turn you around for a few minutes. I'll take it from this pot right here. I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. That's my my heating pot. That was weird. Okay, but anyway, you want something to heat your wax in, and I have 2 of those that I put my wax in, and I melt it down, and I'll make my candles with that. Now you can also use something that is called a double boiler. That's where you take a pot of water and you add maybe a third of water in the pot, and then you take another pot and you sit that in there on side, or the way I do it, I set it on top of a crate, and then I put the pour pots, which is these. I'll put these inside that pot. That's the way I did it to melt my wax. That's the way I did it when I first started out. I did what was called the double boil. You boil your water and you set this in there, and you let it melt your wax. But I got the wax melter, and I found that that's much easier. So I'll use I use my wax melters. What else would you need? Oh yes, definitely. I have a couple of these also. This is called this is my heat gun. So after I make my candles, and if something come out, you know, like maybe bubbles on, this is pure wax. This is soy wax. This is why it looks like that. If it comes up with bubbles on it or holes in it or something like that after you're done making it, you can take your heat gun and you can, you know, you can redo it, you know, smooth it out, so to speak. And let me see if I have one that needs smoothing out. I think this one did. This smells so good. Okay, if you can see this jar right here, this candle right there, and well, that's just color that I put in there. I love doing colors. But if you see right here is where I would take my heat gun and I would re-melt the wax so that it would smooth it out. Because basically all it did was I punched a hole right there purposefully so that I could, you know, add my color. I love doing colors in my candles. So you're going to need a heat gun, but you don't need something more expensive as this one is. I started out with this one. This one I got from, both of them I got from Amazon. But I got this one first, and this was only $9, and it works very well. So I still use it actually. And okay, you're gonna need paper towels or something to clean your pour pots with. So once you like melt your you know, you got your wax melted and you poured your candles, you want to take something like your paper towels, and you want to clean your pour pot really good, because it's just messy when you have leftover wax, and you just good to start all over again. So, and you once you have your wax in your pour pot, you want to add your fragrance. So you need something to stir that fragrance with. I use this. Of course, big spoons come with this, but I ended up using this. You don't want to whip it too fast. You just want to stir it, gently stir it for about 20, 30, 35 seconds to get those molecules to blend in with the wax. So you really want to stir it in, you know, stir for about maybe 30, 40 stirs. Okay. Now, getting back to the alcohol. The alcohol is used with your paper towels to clean your pour pot. Just I use a spray here. I use this. I spray it inside of my pour pot, and I take my paper towel and I clean my pot out. So you will need alcohol. You're gonna need this is a thermometer. This is what I use to test the temperature of my wax, because there's a certain pour temperature, and you know, it's just a certain temperature that you need to get to pour your wax before you pour them into your jars. They need to get to a certain temperature, and that's also based on the wax type of wax that you use. Okay. That's weird. Here's a little stir. Okay, you also want to have what is called your wick clipper. This I use to clip my wicks with. So if you can see it, it's a wick clipper. Okay. What else do we have over here? Oh yes, I love, as you can probably tell, this is one of my spring candles. This is my raspberry burette candle. It smells so good. This is my raspberry candle, and as you can tell, I love doing colors. So I have here, if you like doing colors, I have this bag of colors that I got from Amazon for my candles. And then basically tell you how to use it and everything. So if you like doing colored candles like I do, you may want to buy some colors for your candles. And to preserve those colors in your candles or any candle, you want to get what is called a UV inhibitor. I got this from where I get most of my supplies from. I get them from Candle Signs, Flaming Candles. And I'm looking into another place that's more locally here in Maryland. But yeah, this is your UV inhibitor, and basically what this does is it stops your candles from fading once you put your color in. If you want your color to stay purple throughout the whole thing, or if you want it to stay blue, whatever color you put in there to make your candle, then use a UV inhibitor, and that helps to maintain your color. It smells so good, y'all. Here's another one. As you can see, I love doing colors. This is a vanilla sunburst. And let me show you one more. This is my Love Spell. It smells so good. It's called Love Spell. And let me see, is there anything else? Basically, you would need, that would be it. that you want to summarize everything. You want to have your paper towels. You want to have a thermostat. Why do I keep saying thermostat? You want to have a thermometer. You want to have things. You want to have your pour pot. You want to have a stirrer. You want to have your wick clippers, alcohol, UV inhibitor. Definitely need your scale, and you want your wicks, your wick stickers, and if you like doing color, you want color, and your colors, and you want something to center your wicks with. I use this little contraption right here. Center my wicks inside my vessel, because you're going to need your vessel. And essentially, that's basically what. Oh, don't forget, you're going to need your heat gun to, basically get you started. And obviously, you're going to need your wax. So, with that being said, your wax. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that you might need. There. Yeah. Oh yes, and I wanted to show you the lid. This particular lid, strawberries and cream candle, and I use this particular lid for it. Strawberries and cream. It smells so good. But if you wanted to use a bronze color lid, you could. I kind of like the silver better for this particular candle though. So yeah. This is my strawberries and cream candle. And it smells so good, everyone. It smells so good. You're making me crazy. I like this particular lid for this one. So yeah, essentially that's it, guys. I'm gonna cut this video short. Okay, so I'm gonna end this video right about here. I hope I've passed on some information that perhaps you can use if you're thinking about starting a candle business. Basically, this is basically all you would need to start your business. You would need your wicks, paper towels, wick stickers, fragrances, vessels, and essentially that's it. So I want to thank you for watching the video, and please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to the channel, and I really appreciate it, and it will help the algorithms on YouTube to show my videos to more people, thereby helping me to sell the product that I make. Candles. So love that smell, strawberries and cream. So with that being said, thank you, and I'll see you in my next video, and you have a great week. Peace. Bye bye now.